Hello guys, today in this class we are going to learn about semi-technical descriptions of a typical flowering plant, the last part of the morphology of flowering plants. So in this period we are going to learn about the floral diagram and the floral formulae. So why do we need this floral formula and this floral diagram? See, when you say a floral formula, that means it is a condensed form of saying how the uh, plant looks like. Okay, it says about the bract, it says about the petals, sepals, perianth, anther, androecium, gynoecium, and all those things. Okay, and also the about the symmetry, and if the plant is bisexual or unisexual, it says about all these things. Okay, so some commonly used terms for writing the floral formula are given over here. Let us go through the list. Okay, so bract. Okay, so bract, it is represented with BR. See, the first two alphabets of bract. Okay, so B and R stands for bract. Okay, so when you are writing the floral formula of some XYZ plant, then if the plant has a bract, it is called as bractate. And how to write in the floral formula, that is BR. If the bract is not there, that means if it is ebractate, then you should not write anything such as BR. Okay, then comes to the calyx, that is K. Then comes corolla, which is represented by C. Okay, so these two are confusing because both of them starts with C, and we confuse for which one should we write K and for which we have to write C. So calyx, okay, calyx stands for K. Then comes corolla, then that stands for C. Okay, then comes the perianth, that means when the calyx and corolla are undifferentiated, that means they are tepal formation, neither sepal nor petal, it's tepal. That means we have only one single petal like thing, that is tepal, and those group of tepals is called as perianth, which is represented by P. Then comes the androecium, that is male part of the flower, that is androecium. Then comes the gynoecium, that is G, that is the female part. Okay, in androecium and gynoecium also we find some different types. Okay, if the androecium, that means the filament or the anther, okay, is united. If it is united, let us take the example of Fabaceae. Okay, so here it is in the form of 9+1 arrangement. The androecium, that is the filaments or the anthers, are in the form of 9+1. So there is a group of 9+1 in what? In Fabaceae, the upcoming family which we are going to learn in this period. Okay, so it has 9+1 type of arrangement in androecium. Okay, so that's a completely different thing. See, if you want to write okay, let us take two flowers. Okay, so let us take one flower and let us take the other flower. Okay, so here the number of anthers is 10, and over here also the number of anthers is 10. Okay, so if when you are going to write a floral formula, okay, let us take floral formulas to be the F. Okay, over here also we'll write F and F. So it is floral formula. So if you want to write about androecium, that means you will write what? A, capital A. Okay, you should this is a very important point, you should write capital A, not the small a. Okay, so over here we have 10 androecium, 10 anthers, and over here also we have 10 anthers. So here also we are going to write A. Okay, then over here in the first kind of flower, okay, so in the first kind of flower, the thing is that here 9 stamens are united and one is separately allocated, is present. Okay, so it is like 10, 9+1 is equals to 10, but over here all the 10 are free. Okay, all the 10 are free. So over here what we are going to do is that androecium, okay, we will write 9 in the bracket and then we are going to write +1. Okay, so plus 1. So this shows that 9 are united. See, any number if you write in brackets, okay, over here you can see that we have bracket. Okay, so how many number of bracket? If we have 5 brackets, so it is like 5. And if they're united, then we are in bracket we are going to write 5. Okay, that means it is united. Okay, then same with the androecium and the gynoecium. And then in gynoecium, okay, that means in the female part we have some cases to be studied, that is the superior ovary, the inferior ovary, and the perigynous type of flower. Okay, so here the superior ovary. Okay, the superior ovary, what do you say for the superior ovary? It is called as hypogynous. The gynoecium is inferior and the ovary is the superior part, so it is called as hypogynous. So hypogynous flower. Okay, so gynoecium is resembled by G. The symbol is G. So if the flower is in hypogynous situation or hypogynous type of thalamus is there, then we have to write, okay, so G and then underline the G. See, by writing G, we are saying the gynoecium, and by writing that line below the G, okay, that line is represented as thalamus. Okay, you can remember this. This is not written in the NCERT, neither in any other books. It's a very common way of interpreting it. Okay, so if we take the line, it is thalamus, and the G is the ovary. Okay, so superior ovary, that means ovary should be superior, and then the thalamus. Then comes the inferior. So then the G, and you have to write the line above the G. That means inferior ovary. So see, G is our ovary, so it is superior than the line. Here it is inferior than the line. If it's middle, you have to write nothing, just a G. That's all. Okay. Then comes to the male and female part of the plant. It's not the androecium and the gynoecium, but it's about the male flower and the female flower. Okay. As you know, the common symbol of the male is this thing. Okay, so if it's a male flower, then you have to write this flower, the symbol. And if it's a female flower, then you have to write this symbol. Okay, but if it is an bisexual flower, then you have to use this symbol. Okay, am I clear? If it's male, you need to use this symbol. If it's a female, then this. If it's bisexual, that means if it has both anthers and the ovary, you have to use bisexual symbol. Okay, next, then comes the actinomorphic and the zygomorphic. Okay, see, actinomorphic and zygomorphic, it seems to be a very big words, but actually these are not so big words. See, leave actinomorphic. Okay, we'll come to zygomorphic. See, over here, if you take zygote, it resembles to zygote, and zygote is formed by we humans also. Okay, so almost all the times the zygote is bilaterally symmetrical. That means only two halves are formed. Okay, only two halves are formed when the organism is bilaterally symmetrical. So zygomorphic is bilaterally symmetrical. And how to resemble like symbolize this? It's the percentage symbol. Okay, so this is how you you have given this symbol for zygomorphic. Now the actinomorphic is the very opposite. How is it? It's radially symmetrical. That means an organism is divided into two equal halves by n number of planes. Okay, so actinomorphic. So how will you give this symbol? Means you have to write a circle and then add a plus sign in it. Okay, if you go through NCERT, they have clearly mentioned about all these things. It's very easy to understand also NCERT once you see my video. Okay, so next, coming to the next part, we are going to read about some families over here. Okay, so okay, in NCERT they have given one what to say, an example over here of family Brassicaceae. Okay, how will you okay, sorry, how will you write the floral formula and the floral diagram? Sorry for this kind of image, I could not get a clear one. Okay, so over here you can see a diagram over here and also a floral formula. If you can't see the floral formula, I'll write it once again below the diagram. Okay, so shall I write it first? Okay, so the first symbol in the floral formula is showing about the symmetry. See, you have to also remember the pattern or the way you are writing. The first thing is you have to always write about the symmetry, then about the gender. That means if it's a male flower, it's a female flower, or is it a bisexual flower. Okay, then about the calyx. Okay, how you will come from, how will write the notations. Okay, you have to come from the outermost side to the innermost side. So the outermost side is about the calyx. Okay, so first you have to write the calyx, then the corolla, then the androecium, then the gynoecium. Okay, if we don't have calyx and corolla, then what we have? We have perianth. Okay, first you need to write about the perianth. Okay, so coming back to our video, so this is the first symbol what we have come. Okay, so it is actinomorphic, that means it's radially symmetrical. Then the gender of the flower, that means the symbol is for bisexual flower. Then comes calyx, so it is K2 plus 2. See over here, so clear. Okay, you if you know the terms and how to write it, it's very clear. Over here the first symbol is for the symmetry. What is it? It's actinomorphic, that means it's radially symmetrical. Then comes the gender, that means it's bisexual. If you see the symbol, you can get it. Okay, then comes to the calyx, 2 plus 2, that means 2 are united. Okay, no, 2 are not united, but they are in the one circle and the other 2 are in the other circle. Okay, so if I show you this diagram, maybe it would be clear. Okay, so see, this one and this one are in the outermost circle. The topmost and the bottommost one is in the outermost circle. Then comes, so this is 1 and 1, then comes 2 and 2. This is in the innermost circle of calyx. I'm not talking about any other part, only about calyx. So these are in two different circles. Okay, so you have to write 2 plus 2. Okay, you have to give importance to also the way of arrangement of things, of the parts of the flower. So it is 2 plus 2. Why? Because 2 calyx are in one circle and the other 2 are in the other circle. Okay, are you getting it? Next comes the corolla. Okay, so corolla is C and then it is 4. That means there are 4 petals and they are in one circle. See over here, you can see this. See, so nicely drawn. Okay, it's in the same circle. So let us mark it as to be 3, the third circle. Then comes to the androecium. So androecium is written as A and then it is 2 plus 4. See, here I had said 2 plus 2 and here it was 2 in one circle and the other 2 are in other circle. So over here also the same thing applies, 2 plus 2. Okay, one more thing to be noted over here is there is no brackets over here. That means they are not united. Only in the case if they have bracket, they are united. Okay, if they don't have bracket, they are not united. So it is 2 plus 4. That means there are 2 anthers in one circle and the other 4 anthers are in the other circle. So let us see in the diagram and judge ourselves over. See, here there is first 2 and then the 4. So that's what they are written as 2 plus 4. Okay, 2 plus 4 is 6. However, there are 6 anthers, but they did not write 4 plus 2. Okay, the way you write is also very important. Okay, it's not 4 plus 2, it is 2 plus 4. Why? Because in the outermost circle it is 2 and then in the innermost circle there are 4 anthers. So this is the 4th circle, then this is the 5th circle. Okay, then coming to the gynoecium part. Gynoecium, G is underlined, that means this is superior ovary, that is hypogynous type of flower is it. Okay, are you getting the informations? So this is G underlined, that means the ovary is superior and then we have 2 within the brackets. Okay, are you getting it? So this is a superior ovary and there are 2 fused ovaries. Okay, so coming to the diagram, see the, okay, here in the figure you can't find whether the ovar is superior or inferior, but the only thing is that with the floral formula you can get whether the ovar is superior and the inferior, but over here in the figure you can get whether they are fused or not fused. So this is the sixth circle of the flower. So we have 6 flowers and we also have the floral formula and the floral diagram. If you want to see it in one glance, so here you can. So the first thing is about the symmetry, that is actinomorphic. Then comes the gender, that is it's bisexual. Then comes the calyx, 2 plus 2, 2 in the outermost circle and the other 2 in the innermost circle. Then comes the corolla, that means it's a petal. There are 4 in the same circle. Then comes the androecium, that is 2 plus 4. 2 are in one circle and the other 4 are in the another circle. Okay, 2 plus 2 and 2 plus 4. Okay, are you getting it? The 2 are in the outermost circle and the 4 is in the innermost circle. Then comes the gynoecium, the G, it is underlined, that means the ovary is superior. Then it is fused. There are 2 ovaries and they are fused. Okay, are you getting it? This is the common example given in the NCERT book, and this is about the family Brassicaceae. Okay, so let me write over here. It's about the family Brassicaceae. So Brassicaceae. If you are reading in 11th, please by heart these family names. If okay, you may confuse in your exam. So this is about the family Brassicaceae as an example. Okay, so now coming to the first family which is given in our NCERT book. Okay, so it is about the family Fabaceae. Sorry for the mistake over here, it is not a Solanaceae. Okay, so it is not Solanaceae, sorry, it is Fabaceae. Okay, so over here I have the floral diagram. Okay, so shall I erase this thing? Okay, we have the floral diagram, and with the help of floral diagram we are gonna write the floral formula. Okay, this would be a very good exercise for our minds. Okay, so starting with the floral, okay, sorry, floral diagram. Okay, so we have the floral diagram of this family, that is the family Fabaceae. So let me write over here Fabaceae, Fabaceae. Okay, my handwriting is not that good, please adjust with it. Okay, so the family Fabaceae. So the first thing is about the symmetry. So what do you think about the symmetry of this diagram? Is it bilateral? Is it radial? See, if you try to cut this diagram into 2 equal halves, then what are the halves? We get only one plane in which this diagram can be divided into 2. That means it is zygomorphic. Okay, so zygomorphic, that is it's bilateral symmetrical, so it's zygomorphic. So how should we represent it? So let me write in short form AFF, that is the floral formula. So zygomorphic, how should we write it? In the form of percentage. So this is, we have done about the symmetry of the flower. Then coming to the gender, whether it is a male flower, whether it's a female flower, we have both anther and the ovary, that means it's bisexual. How should we write bisexual? A circle, a plus and an arrow mark. So this is bisexual. Then coming to the outermost part of the flower, that is the calyx. Okay, before judging about the calyx and corolla, we need to see whether we have parent or calyx and corolla. So over here we have 2 separate parts, that is calyx and corolla. So the first part is the calyx. Okay, so how many calyx are there? We have 5, and note one thing, all the 5 are fused. So we need to write 5 in the brackets. Okay, so this is 5 in the bracket, that is calyx. Then come to the next part, that is corolla, denoted by C. How is the corolla? There are 5. Okay, and all the 5 are united or in the same circle? No, this one form. Okay, so let me give the numbering. This is 1. Okay, this is 2, this is a 3, and this is also 3, and this is a 4, and this is also 4. Okay, see the number 2. Okay, the petal. Okay, number 2 is in the outermost circle. Are you getting it? So let us take it as to be 1 plus, in the next circle we have a 2 petals. Okay, are you getting it? The leftmost and the rightmost are in the same circle, so let us take it as to be plus 2, and they are not fused. Okay, then next coming to the 4th petal or the 3rd petal, which is in the 4th circle of the oral, they are fused over here. So we need to write plus 2 in the brackets. Is it very clear? It's very easy. Okay, so it's the calyx and then the corolla, and then coming to the last part, that is the androecium and the gynoecium. So let us go with the androecium. We have androecium in the same circle. See, we don't have 2 different circles over here. We have only one same circle. Let us denote it as to be the 5th circle. Okay, they are in the same circle, but the thing is that some of them are united and one is away from it, apart from it. So it is like 9 plus 1 with a 9 in brackets. Okay, see, if you want to count, you can count also. There are 9 anthers over here. So let us take 9 plus 1. Okay, so 9 in the bracket. So we have done with the anther. Then coming to the gynoecium, the gynoecium needs to be superior over here, so it should be underlined. G should be underlined, and we have only one ovary, so it is 1. Okay, so by this we have completed the family Fabaceae. If you want some more informations about the family Fabaceae, okay, so we are gonna read about in the NCERT. Okay, yes, we are reading from the NCERT. So what all they have given in the NCERT is that they have given about the stem. So stem is erect. Okay, sorry. Okay, the stem is erect. Then they have said about the leaves, the kind of leaf and the arrangement of leaf. See, they are pinnately compound leaf. Sorry, so it is pi. Pinnately compound leaf. Okay, then they are alternate. Arrangement is seen over here. Then they are stipulate, pulvinate, stipulate, and reticulate venation, not the parallel venation, reticulate venation. Then comes the pulvinate, that means, okay, the pulvinate and the stipulate kind of leaves are there. Then these are the vegetative characters. Then coming to the floral characters, as we have seen the floral diagram, so we know what kind of floral characters are there. So the inflorescence is the racemose. This is the thing which we did not know. The inflorescence is racemose. Okay, then the flower is what? It's bisexual, isn't it? So it's a bisexual flower, and it's a zygomorphic because it is bilaterally symmetrical. Then the calyx are 5. Okay, so the calyx, okay, sorry, calyx should be written as calyx are 5 and they are fused. Then comes to the corolla. There are 5. Okay, 5 is written as 1 plus 2 plus 2 in the bracket. That means there are 5, 1 in the external circle, the outermost circle, the 2 in the next circle, and the other 2 in the innermost circle, and they are fused. Okay, so this is about the calyx and the corolla. Then the androecium is in the form of 9 plus 1, where 9 are fused. This is about the androecium. Then coming to the gynoecium is the superior and it's only one in number. So this is about the family Fabaceae. And the next point to be noted about family Fabaceae is that the economic importance of the family Fabaceae. Okay, so the very much this family is very much important to us in an economic way. So what are the things we are getting from this family is that many plants belonging to the family are source of pulses. The first point over here. Okay, so let me write down the points. Pulses, pulses. Okay, so it is the grams, moong dal, soya bean and all. The edible oil, okay, edible oil also will get, it's from the soya bean and the groundnut. Then the dyes also, the dyes such as indigo ferra. Then the fibers, okay, so fibers, fibers such as the sun hemp. The fodder for the cattle, it's like the uh, trifolium, okay, sesbina. These are the fodders. Then we have also ornamental importance in this family, like the sweet pea and the lupin, lupin. And also medicinal use as also is there. So it's like the family the plant Muliati. Okay, if I am correct in pronouncing, if the medicinal plant is Muleti. Okay, so this completes the family Fabaceae. In the next class, we are going to learn about the family Solanaceae and the Liliaceae. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. If you like the video, please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.